Hey guys, my name is Liam and I'm one of the Team Cycle sponsored riders. They've asked me to do a review of this beautiful Trek Madone, which I ride on their behalf. I try to compete on it, I try to do long rides on it, hill climbs, bit of everything, so hopefully I've got a good idea of what it's like by now. I've done about 3,000 k on it, nearly 2,000 miles, got some really good experiences on it. This is the SLR 6, but the Gen 7, the previous version. The new one's a little bit lighter, but it's got a different colourway. So what I'm going to do is give it a good wash, get it all nice, and I'll give you some of my highlights of it. Big tip for anyone washing or storing or transporting bikes: buy yourself one of these chain keepers. They're absolutely invaluable. Putting the trusty muck off to good work. Can't really go wrong with this stuff, although I've run out of my dry frame cleaner, so I'll have to make do without. Another thing I really love about what Trek done is the standard of the components that they put on it. So your Bontrager wheels, for a 50mm deep wheel, are only 1500 grams. Really nice and wide as well, so they make a nice square tyre profile. And I absolutely love that, to be honest. Makes the ride, again, super comfortable. It's the first time I've ever had an integrated handlebar and stem. I was really skeptical about it for a long time, from a lack of adjustability and if you damage it and all that sort of stuff. But it is so much better, like how it integrates with the Bontrager blender system for your Garmin, and I've got a camera mount underneath at the bottom there. The weight, the stiffness, the aerodynamics, it's miles better in every way. Can't recommend doing it enough. If you're thinking about it, just take the plunge. As you can see at the front, I've still got plenty of stack there. I've still got a chimney, which means there's plenty of adjustability for people who sort of might not want to get as aero as I do. The other thing I really like compared to the old generations is I can get the seat post much higher, so it suits me a lot better. I can get into a much more aggressive position, which I prefer. I've ridden this bike for 200k rides, hill climbs, time trials, crit races, bit of everything. It's comfortable, it's really fast, it climbs well. To be honest, there's absolutely nothing this bike can't do. Of all the bikes that I've kind of had, it's definitely been the best one for literally doing everything. But yeah, there's lots to love about this bike. The main one, to be honest, is this hole on the back. This is the biggest kind of speculation point, or there was the biggest talking point when this bike was released. I can't vouch for the Aero claims which Trek sort of mentioned, but it really does make the back end really nice and comfortable. And the other thing is, it's a massive talking point. Everyone pointed out, everyone loves looking at it, and everyone loves the look of this bike, and I don't really blame them. This is another example of the really clever engineering which Bontrager have gone through. They've got a little mount on the back of the saddle to make nice integrated components. So I've got a bike camera which goes here. You can mount your Garmin Varia, lights, anything like that. Everything is dead easy to adjust and assemble. Another really cool sort of thing which Trek do is the kind of warranties that they've got. So the frames are kind of warranted for life, as are the wheels to the original owner. So they're that confident in their carbon layout, they're willing to sort of risk that and put the money where their mouth is. And I really love that kind of, it's a bike for life if you want it to be. Another thing which I didn't add is this comes with a power meter. I've never ridden with a power meter before this, and it's absolutely stepped up my training. That's another thing which, massive sort of spec, sort of good bit of spec from Trek. I think it's a must if you're training and wanting to sort of include wanting to improve and race, not necessarily race, but just improve yourself. Getting that measurable sort of way to improve yourself and carry out intervals is massive. It's really good.
gearing still blows my mind. I know it's not new, but it's new to me. If you're thinking about the upgrade, I really like the SRAM system. I'm not as keen on the Shimano, but yeah, I do think it's worth the jump. I've had a Trek Madone Gen 6 before this one. This is the Gen 7. And there's two big differences between this bike and my last one. The first one being that there's a huge update to the frame. And the second big thing is this is a jump from the SL, which I had in the past, to the SLR. Now, I really thought that was all marking. It wouldn't make a difference. But this bike is in a different league for so many different reasons. This one is way more comfortable. It's crazy how much better it is. I can't quite believe it. So with this being an aero bike, a lot of people were writing it off for climbing. So I'm in the middle of a climb at the minute, and I've done a lot of hill climbs on it. And it really holds its own. That kind of brings me on to the one kind of down point, or downside of the bike, is that it's a little bit heavy for a top of the range frame. I think this bike comes in with SRAM rival at between 8 and 8.5 kilos, depending how many accessories you've got on it, which is a little bit on the heavy end, but weight. Can we just talk about how nice this bike looks? It's an absolute stunner. Turns so many heads, especially in the colour. This is the colour I've always wanted since Trek first did it with the Madone. So I pride myself in being able to do absolutely everything myself at home. Now that's a big downside of wireless shifting, is that it's not always fixable at home or by the roadside. I would say the other caveat is that while wireless, you still got hydraulic hoses in there for your brakes, and inside the frame, everything's rooted internally and hidden. So because everything's hidden, it's difficult to get to. But I guess that's what shops like Team Cycles are for. Help on that.
Before I go, one thing I did forget to talk about is Bontrager's blender system, or blender, kind of mount front and rear. They're so neat and tidy for your garments, cameras, various things like that. Really recommend. This golden hour on my bike, perhaps the last of the summer, so I'm gonna get on with it. If you want me to review some more bikes, let me know down in the comments which one you want to have a go on, and I'll see what I can do. Peace.